So hey guys, welcome back. So in this lecture we will discuss about the XPath locator in the Selenium. We have discussed the other locators with the examples, advantage and the disadvantage. Now let's understand what is the XPath locator in the Selenium WebDriver. So on my screen you can see that XPath locator in the Selenium helps in locating the elements on the web page using the XML expressions. It is used to locate the element on a web page by their XML path. XPath locator is not directly present on the web browser. We need to derive the XPath locator by using the other locators. Those are available on the web page. That we have already discussed what locators are present directly in the web browser and those are not present in the web browser. Now basically the XPath is a language, which is used to traverse through an XML document. If your DOM is the HTML DOM or the XML DOM, the XPath will traverse from top to bottom. And this is kind of the language. And locate the web element based on their attributes and the position. Now let's understand the basic syntax which is used for the standard XPath. Okay. This is the basic syntax for the XPath when we are dealing with the attributes. So first it will come with the double slash, then you need to provide the tag name, then the bracket, and this is the @ symbol, then the name of the attribute, then equal to symbol, then in the single quote you need to provide the value of the attribute. This is the basic syntax for the standard XPath. We will understand in the depth in the next videos. Now driver.find element by.xpath. So this is the Selenium WebDriver syntax. So when we are writing in the Selenium WebDriver, how we can write the XPath locator. The driver.find element, this method will be the same by.xpath. This example for the input web element. So we start with the double slash input bracket @ name equal to the value of the name. The method find element by.xpath expression is used to locate the element by its XPath. It takes the XPath expression as its argument. So we need to provide in the XPath locator the XPath arguments. So the XPath argument always start with the double slash. Why we need to write the XPath in test automation? That let's understand. Locate web elements, those are not unique. So let's understand the first point. Locate the web elements, those are not unique. Some web element on the web page may not have the unique IDs, class, name, attributes, and which makes it difficult to locate them using the other locators. Sometimes we see that there is not the unique and the static IDs, class name, and the name attribute available for the web element. So in that situations, we can go with the XPath locator. Second, in some situations, XPath helps us to locate the element based on their attributes and the positions, which can be useful in these cases. So in such situations, we can go with the XPath locators. Second point is locate the elements that are not visible. Sometimes the web element on the web page are not visible fully, but we still need to interact with that. So we can say it's a hidden element that we have on the web page, but still we want to interact with that. In such situations, the experts allow us to locate the element regardless of their visibility. Next point is locate elements, those are not directly accessible. Okay. Sometimes the element on the web page are not directly accessible but are contained with other elements. So when the elements having the dependency to each others and we cannot directly access the one web element, but we can access the other element, and by using that other element we can click on the hidden element. So in such situations we can go with the XPath locator. XPath helps us to traverse the DOM from top to bottom or vice versa to locate the elements. So we can traverse the DOM from top to bottom. Okay. When we have the HTML DOM, we can go from top to bottom, from the HTML tag to the bottom of the DOM. Handling the dynamic elements. This is the very important point. We know the web elements are very dynamic on the web pages, and handle the sys type of the web elements is very tricky. So some web pages have the dynamic element that change with each page load and the navigations. So when we loading the page and when we navigate from one location to the other locations, in such situations we can deal with the XPath locators. XPath allows us to locate dynamic elements by their attributes. Okay. When we have the dynamic elements, so we can handle all such type of the dynamic web element by using the XPath locator. XPath locator will help us to handle all the dynamic elements, whether they are going to change with each page load, with navigations, and any other activity on the web page which is changing the element frequently. So we can handle easily by using the XPath locator. Now locate the elements not available in the DOM. Sometimes such web elements are not available in the DOM. So how to deal with the sort of the web elements? Because we want to perform the automation on that web element, but the web element is not available in the DOM. So in that case, we can use the XPath techniques to write the best locator so that we can locate and identify the web element. Some web elements may not be available in the DOM but still are rendered on the page. XPath allows us to locate elements that are not available in the DOM. You will understand by the examples when we will go with this course. Read and write data. XPath allows us to read and write data to XML documents, which can be useful when working with data-driven tests or when interacting with the web services. XPath also helps us to read and write data to the XML documents. Basically, when we designing the framework, we use the XML documents to collect all the web elements. Some companies collecting in the Java class file, some companies collecting all the web elements in the XML documents, some are maintaining in the Excel sheets. It depends on the framework to framework and company to company. But most of the companies prefer to manage all the XPath in the XML documents, and in that XML documents we can write and read the data easily. And that is basically used when we are developing the data driven framework and data driven test. So in such type of conditions we can use the XPath, and this is the best option for us to write the locators. Cross browser compatibility. Okay, XPath is supported by all major browsers and can be used to locate elements across the different browsers. So if you have written the one locator in the one browser, okay, if I have written the one locator in the Chrome, and when I run my application in the Firefox, Opera, or in the Edge browser, then the same locator sometimes will not work. If you have written the one locator using the ID in the Chrome browser, and that ID locator if not supported by in the Firefox browser, so in that case your test script will fail. But when you write such web elements using the XPath locators, it will supported by all the browsers and your script will work as it is working in the previous browser. So XPath support the cross-browser compatibility also. Improve the test maintenance. XPath expressions are more robust and the less prone to the breakage. Yes, when compared to other locators, which can improve the maintenance of the test script. So when you know the best technique to write the static and the strong XPath expressions, then your script will be stable for the long time, and it will save the maintenance time and it will improve the test maintenance. Because if you deal with the dynamic web elements by using the XPath locators, you no need to frequently updating your test repository. You have written the such type of web elements with using the XPath locator. Improve the test reusability. XPath can improve the reusability of test script by allowing them to use on the different web pages with the similar HTML structure. If you have the similar HTML structure, means similar web page, and you can reuse this test script by using the XPath locator. So XPath can improve the reusability of test script by allowing them to use in the different web pages. So it means like I have written the one, suppose, so for example, on the web page there is the save button, and that save button is also on the second pages. So we can use the same save button XPath locator for the other pages also. We no need to write the different locators for the save button. So we need to write the XPath in such a way that it will work for all the web pages. So it will call as the improve the test reuse.